Welcome back, accomplices. The wait is finally over. Also, happy Virgo season. Shaina and I are both Virgos, so I had to throw that in there.
Although it was longer than originally anticipated, it was a much-needed break. But we are back for season 2, and it's going to be better than ever.
Some of the feedback we received from our listeners is that you guys want to know us on a personal level. So season 2 will bring you raw content, not only about cases, but about our personal lives, to an extent, of course. And fingers crossed as we are working to secure some amazing guest hosts this season.
Before we dive into today's cases, oh my god, I have to restart that over again. Can't just get through one fucking paragraph. Before we dive into today's case, let us reintroduce ourselves. I'm Shaina. I am married to an amazing man named Adam. We have 3 kids, 13, 9, and 5. We have 2 dogs and an axolotl too. I am a preschool teacher and I'm starting school to get my early childhood education degree. Halloween is my favorite holiday. I love the outdoors and especially kayaking on our lake.
And I'm Tara, aka the Spooky Queen. I love all things horror and Halloween. I work in the mental health field. I'm engaged to one hell of a man. Maybe I'm biased, but he is pretty great. His name is Jason. I'm sure you heard me mention him a few times last season. We also have a dog. She's a silver lab. Her name is Storm, and she's a total mama's girl. She's also slightly autistic. She carries around an emotional support ball everywhere she goes. If you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, you've seen how cute she is. A lot has happened since our last episode. Jason and I finally set a date for our wedding. Yay. I won an award at work, so that's exciting. And last night, Jason and I got pretty stoned, went to Applebee's at 10 p.m. They had half-price apps and all-you-can-eat chicken wings. We ended up ordering $60 in food, and you bet your sweet ass we ate all that shit.
I'm jealous. Applebee's has the best apps. My favorite is their pretzel sticks with the beer cheese. We get them every time we go there.
Yes. Oh my God. Any place that has pretzels, I'm always down to get those. But I was craving cheese curds so bad all day yesterday. So we got cheese curds because Applebee's has those, and they have these like wonton tacos. Oh my God, drool. They were so good. So good.
Jealous.
Anyways, that's enough about us for now. Shaina is presenting this week. So what do you got for us?
So the case that we are starting this season off with is a real banger. This is actually a listener suggestion from my partner in crime at work, Shannon. Heyo! This case is pretty out there. So much that I thought Shannon was making it all up when she was originally telling me about it. It's a pretty interesting one that I think you'll all enjoy. So, let's get down to Schabusiness. Taylor Denise Carando was born in November 1997 to Marla and Arturo Carando. From what I could find, or actually couldn't find, she seemed to have a pretty normal early childhood. That is until she was 11 years old when she and her brother lost their mother. Then last year, Taylor's brother AJ was in a motorcycle crash and died at the age of 22. After the death of their mother, Arturo remarried. That marriage fell apart, however, after he was accused of raping a minor in his care.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
He pled no contest in court and is now serving a 12-year sentence for second-degree sexual assault of a child. A little side note, second-degree sexual assault of a child in Wisconsin is classified as sexual contact or sexual intercourse with a person who has not attained the age of 16 years.
So, like, you don't even have to, like, touch them or anything? Just, like, if you were, like, sexting them? That's the same thing?
Yeah, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's... Yeah. The victim in that case was just 13 when she claims Arturo raped her in her bedroom, which I couldn't confirm or deny this. It's just my theory. My theory is that she's probably his stepdaughter, I'm assuming, from when he remarried, because she was in his care and it was in her bedroom.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense to me that she would be his stepdaughter.
Yeah. But don't quote me on that because I couldn't actually find that.
It'd be pretty fucked up if it was like I mean, it's fucked up either way, but it'd be
Yeah.
pretty fucked up if like there was somebody else in his care and he still did that to them because like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah. People are gross. So Arturo was originally charged with 2 counts of first-degree sexual assault with a minor by use of force or violence, but the DA made the decision to reduce the charges to 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault, for whatever reason. In his deal with prosecutors is when Arturo agreed to a no contest plea to one of those 2 counts, and the second count was read into the record but dismissed. Arturo has filed a notice with the court stating that he intends to pursue post-conviction relief.
What is that?
I'm not sure. I probably should have looked it up. I have failed you. I am sorry.
No, you're good. I feel like I've heard this term before, and I'm wondering if it's like any sort of like monetary relief.
It might be. Let me Google it really quick.
Please hold, folks. We are Googling for you.
I feel like this is something that like I made a mental note of to come back, and then I just never did.
Right? They're like, oops, drop the ball there.
So Google says a post-conviction relief is a procedure that allows the defendant in a criminal case to bring more evidence or raise additional issues in a case after a judgment has been made.
Okay.
So, little fun fact.
I was going to say, how the hell are you going to try and get like monetary relief from being convicted of rape, bro? Like that doesn't make zero sense.
It has caused him so much financial burden.
Yeah. Well, you know that you can like sue people now for like loss of enjoyment or some shit like that. So he's like, yeah, the prison system, I wasn't very happy, so I'm just gonna sue him. Like, whatever.
Suffering. So, enough about that guy. Taylor married her husband Warren Schabusiness on Valentine's Day in 2020. Yes, that is their last name.
Schabusiness.
Schabusiness. The pair are parents to a toddler son who is living with his grandparents in Texas. So I assume that means Warren's parents. Warren, whose legal surname is Chabot, so I'm not sure how Schabusiness came about, but whatever.
He didn't like Chabot, so he's like, Schabusiness. Why not? It's not a step up, sir.
Maybe he just meant Schabusiness. Where was I now? Okay. So Warren is serving time after being convicted of federal drug charges. So good guy. According to the probable cause affidavit filed in that case, he, quote, conspired with others to distribute and possess with intent to distribute a mixture and substance containing in excess of 500 grams of methamphetamine. That conviction came after Warren agreed to a deal in which he entered a guilty plea to the charge that he knowingly and intentionally possessed with intent to distribute a mixture and substance containing a detectable amount of methamphetamine. The charges stem from a traffic stop on November 13th, 2020, during which members of the Ashwabian
I'm sorry, the what?
Ashwaubenon? That's probably the correct pronunciation.
You guys have no idea how much thought goes into trying to figure out what some of these names and places are. Like, we're just winging it half the time.
So, during that traffic stop, members of the Ashwaubenon Police Department discovered 46 grams of methamphetamine that a witness said belonged to Chabot, according to a federal complaint. He is now serving his sentence at FCI Oxford, a medium security facility in Wisconsin, with federal records showing a July 25th, 2024 release date.
Oh, so he's got less than a year now.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Not the word I would use, but okay.
No. No. In a Facebook post from earlier this year, Warren wrote that he was framed, of course, and that he, quote, beat a conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine charge and plead to in possession. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Okay, I'm going to start that over. And that he, quote, beat a conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine charge and plead to a possession with intent to deliver charge because it was the best deal, end quote. He also noted that he would be out by January of next year, if not sooner, because of the First Step Act. That is the bipartisan bill passed by Congress in 2018, which allows inmates to earn increased good conduct time, offers earned time credits for completion of I don't know what this word is. Recidivism?
Yeah, I would. Yep.
I'm too high for that word. Reduction programs and or productive activities, and expands opportunities for inmate placement into residential reentry centers or home confinement, among other things. Okay then.
How is he posting on Facebook from prison?
That's what I want to know too. Like,
is this a thing now though? Because okay, so we went to school with a guy who was convicted of killing somebody, and he shows up as a person I may know on Facebook all the time. I'm like, first off, I wish I didn't know him. Second, that's a real nice picture, but you can tell he's in prison. He's posing and everything. I'm like, bro, what?
so not only do they get Facebook, but they get phones to take pictures too.
I don't know. I have no idea. He didn't take his own picture though. I mean, maybe he set it up himself. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And now come to think of it, I actually have an inmate on my Facebook. This guy, he also killed somebody.
Do you know a lot of killers?
I feel like I have a problem. I mean, he's in prison. What's he gonna do? I'm really into true crime. I'm working up the courage to ask him, bruh, what'd you do? I mean, I already Googled him, so I know what he did. Maybe he'll want to be a guest host sometime.
Ooh.
We can interview him.
Yes.
Straight from Airway Heights Correctional Facility.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Taylor Schabusiness's legal troubles began after she met her husband, with her first felony arrest happening on June 21st, 2020. On that day, Officer Teskey, I don't know, responded to a request for a welfare check on a female that just knocked on a man's door and seemed to be under the influence of narcotics. When the officer approached Taylor, she asked, "Why do I have to stop for you?" Officer Tesk then walked up to Taylor and asked her what was going on, and she stated she was not sure and was on a different planet right now. Taylor said she had just shot up earlier in the day and showed the officer her fresh track marks on her arms. Another officer arrived on scene, and Taylor started to get argumentative with officers and started to walk away. The other officer stopped Taylor from walking away because she started to walk into oncoming traffic. While Officer Tesk was trying to index Taylor through Brown County teletype, she continued to make strange comments that did not make sense and at one point asked, "Are you taking a shit?" to the cop.
She asked the cop if he was taking a shit.
Yep. Apparently he was taking too long.
Jesus.
Taylor continued to make absurd comments and was acting strange. The officer says that he again stopped Taylor from walking into traffic, and that is when he claims Taylor started kicking him. When the other officer came in to assist, she also attempted to kick him. She was charged with resisting arrest and battery on a member of law enforcement. She entered a no contest plea to the battery charge and was put on probation for 3 years while also being ordered to undergo a psychological evaluation. Her next brush with the law came 2 months later when she allegedly led Officer Bowers. I got this, hold on.
I believe in you.
Officer Bowersma on a high-speed chase after he attempted to pull her over. After attempting to pull over a speeding car, the driver accelerated while running red lights and at one point almost hitting a biker. After a few minutes, cops decided to try a pit maneuver, claiming that the driver of the car was still continuing their behavior, which was high rate of speed, swerving all over the lanes, and not caring for any other drivers except for themselves, which can literally describe all of Spokane drivers.
I resent them.
The officers then say they watched Taylor manage to avoid, okay, I read that wrong.
No, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't.
Sorry. The officers then say they watched Taylor manage to avoid the pit maneuver and take off into a parking lot at the my voice. And take off into a parking lot at the complex where her father lived. Officers say they managed to grab her when she exited the car. They then searched the vehicle in the front passenger compartment, which was within her reach. The officer found a black little kit. I bet you can't guess what that contained.
I'm gonna say a spoon for melting down the meth, a lighter, a syringe, maybe a tourniquet.
Yeah, most of those things. This kit contained a syringe that had a crystal-like substance still on the plunger end, as well as portions of the plunger itself. The officer also found a little baggie that contained a crystal-like substance that subsequently tested positive for methamphetamine. They also located an off-white rubber elastic band commonly used as a tourniquet for intravenous drug use, as well as a clear baggie containing multiple small little cotton balls, which are also commonly used as microfilters for persons that use drugs intravenously.
God, that makes my skin crawl.
Offense... Sorry.
So I was just going to say, I don't even like getting IVs at the doctor, so...
Right?
Ugh,
Why would you choose to do that?
Gross.
No, thank you. This offense resulted in charges of knowingly fleeing or eluding. I feel like I'm talking super weird.
No, you're totally good.
This offense resulted in charges of knowingly fleeing or eluding an officer, bail jumping for not adhering to the guidelines of her probation from her previous offense in June, possession of drug paraphernalia, and obstructing an officer. In a deal with prosecutors, she agreed to enter a no contest plea to the charges of fleeing and obstructing an officer. In July 2022, she received 2 years probation for eluding police and 3 months in local bail for jail jumping.
Now we're jail jumping.
And 3 months in local jail for the bail jumping. I will get this. That local jail sentence got reduced to house arrest, unfortunately, and 1 month later, Taylor would find herself in a different situation.
I mean, I guess, like, I don't even have anything. I'm just gonna, I don't know. This is none of my Schabusiness.
Okay. Oh, also, side note, I'm gonna send you a picture of the victim because it goes with what I'm gonna say. So, it's probably terrible to say, but the victim's name kind of makes me giggle each time. First off, his name is Shad, and his last name is Tyrion, and I know in my head that it's not, but every time I see it, I want to say Tyrion, like Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Oh my god, I love him.
And his picture reminds me of Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones.
Oh my god, yes, he does!
Still, it cracks me up. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. But I couldn't get through this without thinking of it every time. Especially because of what happens and the fact that he looks like Theon.
Oh my god, that is so accurate. He does. My coworker had actually told me about this case literally a couple days ago too, and so I looked it up. She saw it on her TikTok. She's not into true crime or anything, so she just was like, "Oh yeah, there's this lady and blah blah blah." So I don't really know all of the details, but when I saw a picture of her and him, this is not what he looked like in that picture. He just looked like he was strung out in the picture that I saw. So now looking at this one, I'm like, oh my god, he totally does look like Theon Greyjoy. Sorry, Theon Greyjoy. Now that you say that, and I'm like, oh my god.
So the picture that I found is actually a mugshot of this guy from 2018.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so he is a little younger.
Yeah.
He does look like Theon. And for those who have miraculously never seen Game of Thrones, I'll explain later in the case why it's a little ironic that he looks like Theon with what happened to him. So, let me find my place again. Taylor and Shad Therian had known each other since middle school. They had been involved in a sexual relationship for a while. Taylor picked up Shad from his mother's home around 9:30 p.m. on February 21st, 2022. Also, side note, I just thought of it. His name could be pronounced Shade, I guess, but there's no E at the end. So my initial thought was to pronounce it like Chad, because it's spelt like Chad.
No, that's exactly what I thought it was Shad.
Shad? Okay.
Yeah. People name their kids weird shit. But also, I kind of want to touch base on something real quick, because you said that Taylor picked him up on February 21st, 2022. But didn't she literally get married 2 weeks prior to that?
She got married February 14th of 2020.
Oh, 2020. Sorry. Okay.
That would be even more fucked up.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. So she married the dude in prison?
In jail, and she's lonely, so she went to pick up her little sex partner.
Alrighty. I'm liking this already.
So she picked him up from his mom's house around 9:30 on February 21st, 2022. A friend of theirs had joined them before they headed to an apartment where the three smoked the old ganja. Taylor and Shad also smoked methamphetamine and injected trazodone. Is that how you say that?
Yeah. You can inject trazodone?
I have no idea, because I'm not sure what it is.
It's like a low-dose narcotic.
Oh, nice.
It's a, hold on, Jason, trazodone. He says it's a sleeping medication.
Oh.
He used to be a pharmaceutical investigator. He's not a drug addict, folks.
Right. Just kidding. Jason's a good guy. Don't tell him I said that. He can never know I think he's a good guy. Lost my spot yet again. Taylor and Shad eventually returned to his mother's home and spent the day there while his mom was away. Taylor claimed that she and Shad often used chains to choke one another as foreplay.
Chains?
Chains.
I mean, I'm into some, I'll just put it this way. I'm not vanilla. Okay. But I ain't never used a chain to be choked or to choke somebody. I mean, really thinking about it, I'm not 100% opposed either. But, sorry, continue. They use chains.
This time, she said they put metal chains on each other. Taylor stated she could feel Shad's heart beating still as she was choking him. So she kept pulling and kept choking him harder. But Shad would not die, and that he just kept, quote, rebuilding into muscle, end quote. His face turned purple. Blood was coming out of his mouth, but she did not stop. Taylor continued having sex with Shad's dead body, and it was during sex that she decapitated him. She then cuddled with his lifeless body for a while before dismembering him with knives she found in the kitchen.
Did she decapitate him with the chain? Like, did she just keep, like, was it like an internal decapitation, or did she like cut his head like off?
Cut it off.
Oh,
Yeah.
while still having sex with him?
While still having sex with him, yes. She had to finish. Duh.
Yeah. That is some skill. First and foremost, that is some skill. But also, no thanks.
Taylor proceeded to use a bucket to collect Shad's blood, which she then used to shower with.
Hey, calm down, Elizabeth Valkyrie. Shit.
The Dane County medical examiner, Dr. Tranchita, did testify in court about the lack of blood at the scene of the murder, so it does make sense that she did collect it. And so, Tara, because obviously your name's Tara, would you pronounce his mom's name Tara?
I was just going to say, I would pronounce her name Tara because it is Tara, and
yeah.
I'm sorry, her parents were just dumb and didn't know how to spell Tara correctly, because...
Yeah. I was saying it Tara when writing it, but I just wanted to get a second opinion.
Her name most likely, like her family probably pronounces it Tara. Most people do. And, you know, I will die on this hill that your parents just weren't very well educated if they named you Tara and spelled it Tara, because that's Tara all day long. And I tell people that to their face. So if anybody out there listening, if your name is Tara and it's spelled Tara, I'm really sorry. It's not your fault, but I will call you Tara.
Shad's mom, Tara Hakanich, was woken up by a knock on her front door around 2:30 on the morning of February 23rd, 2022. She went to the basement to check whether Shad was there, and after not finding him, she went to go back upstairs when she found a green bucket covered with a towel off to the side at the bottom of the stairs. Inside the bucket was her son's severed head and penis.
There it is!
And there's why him looking like Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones is relevant. For those who have not seen Game of Thrones, Theon Greyjoy got his penis taken off.
He did. Mm-hmm.
And so that's why it's kind of ironic, kind of makes me giggle and then feel bad because I'm giggling at a dead guy. Tara's boyfriend, Steve Hendricks, then called 911. Police eventually located Taylor, who had removed her house arrest GPS tracker from her ankle. Taylor initially claimed to have blacked out while choking Shad, but then admitted later that she had regained consciousness and thought she was, quote, already this far, end quote. So she just kept choking him. Might as well.
So she admitted, first off, that she had blacked out. Mm-hmm. And then when she came to and realized what she was doing, instead of stopping, she like intentionally continued to kill him.
Yeah. Whoops.
Now you can't even plead temporary insanity or like...
Oh, she tries. She thought it took about 3 to 5 minutes for him to die. She said that when Shad started to cough up blood, she kept on choking him because she, quote, wanted to see what happens, end quote.
He fucking
Spoiler
dies.
That's spoiler alert. Yeah.
I'm choking him. Wonder what would happen if I just keep on choking him. Have you never seen like even a bad movie before?
She stated that she enjoyed choking him and made comments to detectives asking if they knew what it was like to love something so much that you kill it. No, I do not know that.
No. I mean, the only thing that comes kind of close is when my dog, before Storm, got hit by a car, and his damage was just so extensive that there was no way of saving him. And so instead of letting him suffer, I did, because I loved him, but different circumstances, of course.
That's not cute.
Wow, that kind of escalated. That
escalated quickly.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
The only thing I relate to that is I love plants. I love all my house plants. I love them too much that they can't take it and they die. So in a way I kill them.
I don't know plants at all.
And you still kill them.
Still do. I used to feed that one bong water and it did really good. And then I started giving it regular water and it didn't do so good anymore. and then what was real sad was like that fucking plant like must have hated me back or something, because I went to do like the thing where you stick part of the plant in water so it would like reroot. After 3 weeks, that fucking thing was still like, nah, bitch.
Nah, bitch. So, back to Schabusiness. Taylor amusingly told officers to, quote, have fun trying to find all of the organs, end quote. Shad Therion's torso, carved out organs and the rest of his body parts were found placed inside a tote bag and plastic bags by law enforcement in the basement of the Green Bay, Wisconsin home that he shared with his mom. And Taylor later stated that her plan was for her to bring all of his body parts with her, but got lazy and ended up only putting the leg/foot, which was found in a crock pot box, into her minivan, and that she forgot the rest.
Oh my God, wait. I had kind of seen something about this. I thought she put him in a crock pot, like put parts of his body in a crock pot, not just a crock pot box. I thought it was I thought she fucking cooked him.
I mean, cooking him would make sense because of something coming later on. She was looking up Jeffrey Dahmer shit.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Did she forget like just his head or like the whole rest of his body? Is that what she said?
Well, the rest of his body was found in the basement.
So okay.
She just left it all down there because she got lazy and forgot.
So were they having sex at his mom's house? I thought they were at her house.
No, they were at his mom's house because that's where he lived.
I'm sorry. I must have...
And the apartment, well, they went to an apartment with their friend and got high there and then went back to his mom's house.
Gotcha. Sorry.
That's
I must
okay.
have been picking out the gross jelly bellies that I've been eating this whole episode during that point. Continue.
The medical examiner told jurors in court, quote, "We have decapitation, we have dismemberment, we have transection of the torso. Subsequently, internally, the body has been eviscerated. In other words, we have entered inside the body through various cuts through the abdomen and between the ribs where the victim's organs have been removed, largely one by one." End quote. He also said that one of Shad's feet had been shoved into his chest cavity and that his back was filleted, which I guess could also make a turn back to Game of Thrones because Ramsay liked filleting people, and Ramsay was also the one that cut off
the flayed man. Also, if you guys can hear any like random noise behind me, I'm very, very sorry. There's construction going on at my house right now, so sorry about that.
Taylor Schabusiness entered a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. Last year, a physician appointed by the court found that she was competent to stand trial. Her attorney said that at that time, Taylor had been diagnosed as bipolar in the past and that she had been getting mental health treatment since she was in the 7th grade. In February, Taylor attacked her previous attorney during a court hearing before a deputy wrestled her to the courtroom floor. And I watched the video. The video I watched didn't show like what provoked her, but she did. She was just like starting to wail on her attorney, and then the deputy got her on the floor and she just continued to like kick the shit out of the deputy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know what happened beforehand. I didn't try and find like a longer video of it or anything, but I'm like, what?
That's nuts.
Yeah. Throughout the proceedings, she was seen smirking as the gruesome details about the murder were mentioned. Taylor's current attorney filed a motion to exclude evidence of online searches that Taylor made before the murder, including, quote, Jeffrey Dahmer walking into court all sexy, end quote, and, quote, Jeffrey Dahmer's butt, end quote, which makes me laugh.
His butt?
Yeah, like, those sound like 12-year-olds' Google searches. Oh, walking into court all sexy. Jeffrey Dahmer's butt.
I wonder if he had a nice butt. I'm kind of a butt girl myself.
You should Google it.
I'm going to. Right now. I'm going to Google it right now, and then I'll let you know.
Please pause.
You can continue with the story. I'll let you know when you're done.
Oh. Judge Walsh ruled that the evidence can be admitted in court, but no mention should be made of her searches for Satanism. Did you find his butt?
I Googled, does Jeffrey Dahmer have a cute butt? And I found, do you think Jeffrey Dahmer has a nice ass? The booty has me acting up.
The booty had her acting up, too.
Somebody said, yeah, dude. He was the full package. I mean, Evan Peters has a nice butt, so do you think that's why he got the role? Or
it's definitely mine.
I like to think that Jeffrey Dahmer had a nice butt, I guess. I don't know. Dude, the shit people say are wild. It's on this thing called film boards, so I guess it's just like somebody asks a question and other people answer it. So that's what I'm reading.
Okay. According to his obituary, Shad Therian worked with his father and grandfather in the family business. He enjoyed camping, games, and spending time with his family. He was a very kind and compassionate person who often thought of others before himself. A talented artist, he also enjoyed wood carving. The panel of 16 jurors took just over 30 minutes to return a verdict of guilty on all charges, convicting Taylor Schabusiness of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault in Shad Therian's death. She now faces life in prison, as the death penalty is not legal in Wisconsin. Her sentencing is set for September 26th, so we will keep you all updated on that when it does come out. Oh yeah, in case you forgot, Taylor is still married. Warren posted a letter he had written in November of last year, claiming that his wife is not to blame for the murder of Shad, but rather the drugs he alleges were given to her that day. Of course, it's the drugs. A few months later...
That's like saying guns kill people.
Exactly. Had nothing to do with the person.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the person pulling the trigger. It's the gun. The gun is the problem. So
yes, the drugs. The drugs killed him. He didn't die of mutilation. He died of a drug overdose, apparently.
His fucking girlfriend's drug overdose.
A few months later, just after Taylor had attacked her attorney in court, Warren wrote, "I know what she's being accused of is not who she is. Not only had her addiction played a big role, but so does her mental background, as well as postpartum depression." Now it's
2 years?
postpartum depression. 3
2
years.
years of postpartum. Oh, 3 years of postpartum depression?
Yeah, because apparently it wasn't the drugs still. It was depression, postpartum depression.
I mean, I'm not ragging on anybody that has postpartum depression. I obviously know that it is a very real thing and it can be very crippling. But I also know that postpartum depression, I mean, I guess if untreated, it lasts that long. But it sounds like she was doing a pretty good job of treating that.
She was treating it. He also wrote, "I just want my wife to get help, professional help, because it's what she deserves. Like I said, my prayers go out to my wife. I love her more than anything in this world, and this will never change, no matter what." So romantic.
That's so sweet.
So sweet. It's a love story.
I know. Man, and
I love happy endings.
He's going to be getting out of prison right when she's getting sentenced to life. So,
yeah,
I mean,
sucks to suck.
That's crazy. That whole...
It was quite the ride.
Yeah, it was. So I did kind of dig up some facts for us. Also, I just wanted to touch base on the postpartum thing. I found this thing that postpartum period generally includes the first 4 to 6 weeks after birth. And in many cases of PPD, it can also like develop during pregnancy and up to 1 year after giving birth. So the whole thing that she was still struggling from postpartum depression. I mean, I guess maybe if she was like a rare case, but I don't feel like she would have done any of the things because of postpartum depression.
I don't think it was the postpartum depression. I think it was the meth use. I know it's crazy.
Oh yeah, well definitely.
But I'm just throwing my theory out there.
I feel like she definitely got like a thrill though, just like in those parts where you were describing about how like he started to turn purple and so she started choking him harder and was like, oh yeah, she definitely got off on that.
Oh yeah, that's why she had to finish.
Yeah.
She told the detectives that she liked choking him. Like, not just in general. Like, she liked choking the life out of him.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the way she was smirking and everything when they were reading the details about it in court.
Oh, God.
Like,
okay.
It's pretty creepy. I looked up pictures of her in court and stuff. Creeps me out.
There's a video of her with, like, the Jeffrey Dahmer butt thing. It's Jeffrey Dahmer's butt, Taylor Schabusiness internet interview.
Jeffrey Dahmer's butt.
That's cool. It's a 20-minute video if any of you guys want to look it up. You're definitely more than welcome. But some of the other facts I have really kind of just go into like statistics here. So women do kill their intimate partners not nearly. I forgot to put the not in there. Shaina, you're supposed to proofread these for me.
It's for kill, so they do not kill. It makes sense. You just read it in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Women do not kill their intimate partners nearly as often as men do. While it is true that some men are murdered by their female partners, intimate partner violence accounts for only about 5% of the total of male homicides. Whereas in the United States, nearly 3 women are killed by an intimate partner every year, which is
Every
fucking
day.
crazy. So yeah, every day. So today, 3 women are going to be killed by their boyfriend, husband, secret lover. Female defendants were also less likely to serve life sentences for killing their partners. Convicted men were sentenced to prison terms more than twice as long as those received by convicted women. In 44% of female defendant cases, there was evidence that the woman had acted in response to a violent attack from her male partner at the time of the killing. So, like a self-defense killing. Most of those end up being recorded as like manslaughter. I will say that Miss Schabusiness definitely takes the cake when it comes to killer girlfriends, but we can't forget about some others that made headlines. For instance, Jodi Arias. On June 4th, 2008, Travis Alexander was murdered in his home in Mesa, Arizona by his girlfriend, Jodi. He had 17. He had 27 stab wounds, a slit throat, and a gunshot wound to his face. Alexander was meant to leave on a trip to Cancun, Mexico on June 10th. Originally, he had planned to take his girlfriend Jodi on the trip, but reportedly in April, he decided to take another woman. This enraged Jodi, so she made sure no one was going to Mexico. And then more recently, there was an OnlyFans model, Courtney Clenny, or Clenny. She's 26. She was charged with second-degree murder with a deadly weapon in the April 3rd stabbing of her boyfriend Christian, or Toby Abu. I don't know how to say his last name. It's Abomseli. Thank you, Shaina.
You're welcome. Or Obum, because bum's in the name.
Yeah.
Obumseli.
It's Obumseli. If any of you guys want to look up that case. I also did find that there was a video that Courtney was seemingly abusive towards Christian. And there's an elevator video when they're going into her penthouse in Miami, Florida, where she is just beating the shit out of him. She's pulling his hair. She's hitting him, kicking him. He's trying to stop her. So he's like kind of like pushing her away and stuff. So if anybody tries to come back and be like, oh, well, he was hitting her too. Like, no, that's bullshit. He wasn't. He was just trying to keep her away from him. And then that's all I have for facts this week.
Bitches be crazy. Stay safe out there. As always, we love hearing from you. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or by emailing us at thickthighsmurdervibes@gmail.com.
Let us know if you are interested in guest hosting or if you have a case you want us to cover. And don't forget to join us next week. We have to say bye now.
Ready? 1,
2, 3. Bye.
Bye.